All right, NVIDIA on the monthly chart. So we've got this lower trend line that we've been holding for a very long time. We got a huge pullback right through here and tested it again last year, 2025. Beautiful push higher, and we are back in a pullback once again. So we were really watching for the break below this range that we've been stuck in. We've got a little bit more space to get under here. So that sits about 164. If we can break that 164, these are the areas that I'm going to be watching next at 153, 144, and 138. These are areas we absolutely could bounce in and head back up. For next month, 188 is the goal. If we can break this flag here and hold above 188, then we can potentially see more upside to follow. But we could continue on down and test this 153, 144, and 140 or 38 first. We could come down and tap this trend line at about 121. If we do, I am loading up on leaps. But for now, it's just level to level, right? We've been inside the same range for months now, about 8 months. So I'd like to see what happens at that 164. If we lose 164, then we're going to head on down and start testing some of these lower areas. So be mindful of those. Looking left, look how many weeks, you guys. This is weeks of being stuck in this exact same range. So again, what we need to see is, can we clear that wick at 164? And then if we do, will we see some continuation on down, or will we get another bounce where we have held inside this range, just bouncing back and forth, okay? So for that weekly, 183 is gonna be the area I'm watching. Could we get a bounce and at least pull back before we see more downside? Absolutely. We could get a relief bounce that takes us back to 183, and then we see continuation from there. When you look left here, this is that 164 I keep mentioning right here on the daily. This is going to be an interesting area. If we clear 164, the next level I'm watching for is 161. Between 164 and 161, we could bounce. If you look left, you can see we've been holding this area since July of 2025. We've tested and not been able to clear it for a very long time. So this is an area to be mindful of. 64 to 61 might be tricky, and I'd like to see if we hold and bounce there. If we don't, we could definitely be setting up for some more downside. These are the areas I'm going to be watching right here at 178. Again, there's never a straight line, right? Even though this downtrend was a downtrend, we still got green weeks along the way. So we could get a bounce here and head back up to test this trend line at about 178 before we break that 164. So just be mindful. This is why we trade the chart. This is why we watch to see what's happening. But a pullback and relief bounce is definitely going to be happening here sometime soon. So be mindful of that. And don't let those bounces and reversals freak you out of your overall trend, because we definitely could just get a relief bounce, test that trend line before we see more continuation on down. If we were to break that 178, I would be watching that next trend line at 182. If we were to break the 182, then we know to start watching for a reversal and a setup to 185 and 188. But as long as we hold underneath that area, we are going to see continuation on down. Now, don't be surprised if we get into some chop. These are weekly candles. They are very tiny. So we could get some of these really small candles inside this range, because that has been historically what has happened around this area. So really tiny candles here, really tiny candles here. We could definitely consolidate after that nice big drop that just came after those last 3 days. It was just a beautiful, beautiful drop. So consolidation is definitely expected as well. Could take us right into a choppy week. So let's trade what the market gives us.